On February 26, 2026, a day that on the surface looked like just another diplomatic photo op, something shifted. What happened in Jerusalem on that single day didn't just make headlines, it redrew the map of global power for decades to come. The date, February 26, 2026. The place, Jerusalem. This is where India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi stood before the Israeli parliament. He wasn't just there to shake hands. He was there to receive the Knesset's highest honor, and in doing so, signal that a monumental change was underway. One analyst put it pretty bluntly: a new geopolitical monster has been born. And you know what? That might not be an exaggeration. Because what the cameras captured, the handshakes and the speeches, that was only half the story. Not even. So yeah, while the world was watching this big public ceremony, the real moves, the ones that are going to shape our world for the next 50 years, were happening in secret, in the back rooms. Now, I have to tell you, stay till the end, because some shocking things I am going to reveal in this video. Let's get back to the video. So what was really going on behind that handshake and that medal? All right, here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll look at that historic moment, the public face of it all. Then we'll dive into the secret military pact that was forged, the Hexagon Alliance. We'll also touch on how they used ancient history to sell this thing. And of course, we'll get into the huge risks involved and what this new world order really means for all of us. Okay, let's start with what everyone saw. Section 1, a historic first. This is all about that medal and the powerful message it sent across the globe. So why was this medal such a big deal? I mean, leaders get awards all the time, right? Well, not this one. This was the first time ever the Knesset had given this particular honor to a foreign head of state. Think about what that means. By choosing Prime Minister Modi, Israel was basically shouting from the rooftops: India is now our most important strategic ally, a position that for decades was pretty much reserved only for the United States. And look, this isn't just about good vibes and photo ops. This partnership is built on some serious cash. We're talking $18 billion in bilateral trade in 2025. And it goes deeper. They've moved way past a simple buyer-seller relationship. Now they're co-developing and co-producing some of the most advanced military technology on the planet. This is a deep partnership. But the moment that really sent shockwaves through the diplomatic world was this. Modi stood there and drew a direct line between the October 7th attacks in Israel and the 26/11 Mumbai attacks in India. When he said, "We feel your pain, we share your grief." That was it. That was the sound of India's decades-long diplomatic balancing act in West Asia coming to a sudden end. A line in the sand had been drawn. Okay, so that was the public part, but it was really just setting the stage for something much bigger. Let's move to Section 2, the Hexagon Alliance. Because while the cameras were rolling on the ceremony, a brand new power block was being forged behind closed doors. You see, this alliance didn't just appear out of nowhere. For the past year, intelligence agencies have been watching the rise of a rival defense pact, what some analysts are calling an Islamic NATO, led by countries like Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and Turkey. For both India and Israel, that's a major threat. The Hexagon Alliance? This is their direct countermove. It's chess on a global scale.
So, who's on this new team? Let's run down the roster. You've got India, the absolute economic and manpower engine of the group. You have Israel, the brains of the operation, bringing the cutting-edge tech and intel. Greece and Cyprus, they're the strategic gateway to Europe. The UAE serves as the financial and logistics bridge. And key African partners provide that crucial strategic depth in the Red Sea. Every piece has a purpose.
And let's be crystal clear, this is not a trade agreement. This is a full-on military alliance with a very specific mission: to share intelligence and coordinate actions against what Prime Minister Netanyahu has called two radical axes. The first is the established radical Shia axis, led by Iran. The second is the emerging radical Sunni axis, made up of various extremist groups. With this one move, India has placed itself right at the heart of this conflict. Now, a military alliance needs more than just firepower to survive. It needs a compelling story. And this is where Modi's visit turned into a masterclass in political storytelling. He framed this new pact not as some modern political deal, but as the revival of a friendship thousands of years in the making. He reached deep into history, reminding the Knesset that in their most sacred texts, like the Book of Esther, India is called Hodu. He pointed out that the Talmud documents trade with Indian kingdoms over 2,000 years ago.
All of a sudden, this 21st century security agreement was being presented as the culmination of a multi-millennial relationship.
This is soft power at its absolute best. Modi masterfully connected two ancient philosophical concepts. He linked the Jewish idea of tikkun olam, the moral duty to heal the world, with the Hindu principle of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the belief that the world is one family. By doing this, he gave a hard-nosed military alliance a deep sense of moral and historical purpose. And to show this was more than just pretty words, he made a concrete announcement. They would expand the India-Israel Centers of Excellence for Agriculture from 43 to 100. This is how you connect high-level strategy with the lives of everyday people. You ground this alliance not just in policy, but in the very land of the nation itself. But an ambitious alliance like this comes with massive risks. It wasn't just about celebrating a new partnership. This visit also had to tackle the two elephants in the room, the crisis in Gaza and the looming challenge of Iran. Modi skillfully played a very unique hand. I mean, think about it. He's pretty much the only major world leader to hold both Palestine's highest civilian honor, the Grand Collar, and Israel's highest parliamentary honor. So, from the floor of the Knesset itself, he leveraged that position to publicly support the UN-backed Gaza Peace Initiative. The message was that true security can only come from a lasting peace. And this brings us to the central gamble of this entire new alliance. By aligning itself with a coalition designed to counter the Shia axis, India is risking its long-standing and very important relationship with Iran, a key energy supplier. So the big question is, has India chosen to prioritize military and tech security over its energy security? Well, the events of this 24-hour visit strongly suggest that yes, it has. So as Prime Minister Modi's plane left Jerusalem, it left in its wake a completely transformed West Asia. This was so much more than a diplomatic visit. It was a moment that reshaped the geopolitical landscape of the entire region. So, what's the lasting legacy of these 24 hours? A historic medal, a powerful new military alliance, a shared commitment to a new doctrine: terror anywhere is a threat everywhere. And, most importantly, a fundamental shift in India's role from a passive observer to a key architect of West Asian security. This brings us to the final, crucial question. Has India, by helping to create this powerful new alliance, paved the way for a more stable and secure region? Or has it simply chosen a side in a conflict that could escalate into a long and devastating war? Only time will tell. The full impact of this Jerusalem pivot is really yet to be seen. To stay up to date on all the latest developments in this rapidly changing geopolitical landscape, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on those notifications. And for a closer look at the advanced technology that's really driving this new alliance, check out the explainer that's coming up on your screen right now. Thanks for joining us.